Sam, obviously you're at USW with the new high performance centre. Just give me your thoughts about that. Is it a good thing?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, USW I think is a really it's probably one of the premier training facilities in the whole of Wales. It's actually better than most of the professional environments that I've visited, not just within Wales but around the world as well. So I still come back, still do some training and do some content bits here because the facilities are just first class. And for me, it's literally, as the crow flies, 5 miles. So it's a privilege to be associated with this university and to come back and still use their facilities and have the support of USW. You know, I'm really grateful for. So it's always a pleasure to come back.
Yeah, obviously you're saying that you've been doing a little bit of work at university. Do you think universities is a stepping stone for the development? Obviously you've seen a couple of examples in rugby. Do you think that's a stepping stone for professional sport?
Yeah, without doubt. I think university systems are getting a lot better than say they would have been, 10, 20 years ago. Well, like USW for example, having such highly skilled coaches that come in and pupils have access to them, and even not just within sport, whether it's journalism or whether it's media or whether it's in coaching and strength and conditioning, it's all these pathways. I think when you're amongst people with the quality that they've got at USW and the facilities that they've got, I think it's an amazing springboard for young people. And when I compare it to the access that I had, and I sound old now, but this 16 years ago, to come up and study up here would have been a dream. I would have loved it. So that option wasn't there back then, but if it was, I would have bitten their hand off to study up here. And I was really interested in strength and conditioning, so I would have done a strength and conditioning degree, I think. So, but yeah, I think it's fantastic. The opportunities that young people have, and a great springboard for them to go into their professional careers afterwards.
Obviously, we've seen a couple of examples in rugby. Chris Trinza, David Jenkins, obviously both excelling in Nexter. Obviously, there's a Six Nations coming up. So, how do you feel that Wales will get on in that tournament?
Much more optimistic than I was 4 months ago. No disrespect to what happened before, but I just think just already in the squad selection, I think Wales have picked a squad which is going to be much more competitive. Players with the physical attributes that are required to play test match rugby, and a bit of faith in some of the youngsters. And I think it's going to be nice and refreshing. There's going to be a few faces that the regular rugby fan will know all about, but the casual fan won't know, and they'll surprise them with how good they are. And I'm looking forward to unearthing the sort of next generation of iconic Welsh rugby players over the next few years under Warren Gatland's wing. So he's not afraid to take a bit of a risk and a gamble on some young players. A lot of them don't come through like they think they do. Some of them do and they excel. And you just got to put these people in the deep end and see if they sink or swim, find out their international quality. And I think some of the guys that are in the squad, given some time, they're going to be world-class international players for Wales. So I can't wait to see them develop over the coming months and years.
Do you think there's any players that you think, obviously there's 4 uncapped players in the squad, do you think there'd be anyone that could have a breakthrough tournament?
I hope. I think it's unlikely, but Mason Grady is someone I'm extremely excited about moving forward. Whether he has the faith put in him so early, I don't know. Maybe they just want to have a look at him. When you pick young players, you either pick them to find out if they're going to be sort of international or club standard. So when they get into the environment, first 2 weeks, you can kind of gauge whether they're going to be an international player or not. But you need to have a look at them. Some players might fall into that category. Another player will fall into a category where this guy's going to be world class. We need to give him exposure now, and we need to nurture him for the next year or two. And I think Mason Grady falls into that bracket. Same with Chris Trinza, got 3 caps already, but I think he came off the bench a bit in last year's Six Nations. I hope he has a few more starts. And Dav Jenkins at second row as well. Somebody I'm really excited about. I think those 3 guys are going to be, and certainly and undoubtedly, injuries permitting, some of the spine of the team, for the next 10 years. So I'm hoping that they can make some noise now when they get picked and show people what they can do.
Final one from me. Where do you think they'll finish in the table? A quick prediction.
3rd. I think France and Italy are France and Ireland at 1 and 2. And I think to get 3rd, given the situation that we've been in the past 12 months, it would be a great success for Wales.